Alright, hello weirdos. I am joined by the baby's butt. So I'm going to be doing a video where I kind of tell you how my Goodreads Choice Awards project went for the last year. So I'm going to be going over all of the books that I read last year and just going category by category and talking about it. And we have the baby. She is hanging out on my shoulder. So yeah, let's just get started. Let me set up my recording here, and my hands are going to be in the frame just because I'm using my computer and other things. So let's look. So, all right. Alright, let's just go category by category. So you can obviously see for Sally Rooney's Beautiful World, Where Are You? I DNF'd that. I could not. Sally Rooney and I don't really get along. I don't know if that's mean to say, but she's just not, I find her writing to be very pretentious, and I felt like this book was even more pretentious. I forgot exactly how far I got in, but it was definitely more than 100 pages. That's kind of my rule. I don't DNF unless I'm 100 pages in, and I just was not feeling this. I felt that it was a lot of there's one character that was an author, and she was just writing about writing, and I was just oh my god, I could not get over how pretentious I thought this book was, and it just wasn't for me. So for that reason, I DNF'd it, and I did not like it. So this is the first time I've let myself DNF a book. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go through and rate these, and since I didn't DNF this, since I did DNF this, I'm not going to rate this. I haven't read Dial A for Aunties, but I'm excited about that one. The other one I read was Once There Were Wolves, and I liked that pretty well. It was pretty good. So I'm going to give that one a 4-star. Did I read any other books? I am currently reading The Transition Baby. I'm liking it. And, yeah, no. I haven't really read any of these other ones. So I don't have that many opinions. Alright, next category, mystery and thriller. So we have The Last Thing He Told Me. I thought that one was pretty good. Ooh. So I'm going to give that one a 4. 4 to 5. Didn't blow me away or anything. I don't know. Mystery and thrillers aren't really my genre either. It's very funny because one of my coworkers also read this book. Liked it a lot more than I did. I felt like it was a little bit info jumpy at some point, which wasn't really to my taste, but, for the most part, I thought it was fine. The Pushed I liked a lot more. I'm still going to give it a 4-star, because I don't think it was really, 5-star range, but, that was pretty good. I really liked that. The ending, shocked me. I really liked The Pushed. That's the one that, I actually intentionally read. Oh, come on. Did the rating not stick? Did I have to rate it again? Arsenic and Adobo. I didn't intentionally read for this project, but I read because I wanted to kind of turn my brain off, but I liked that one. I'll give that one a 4-star as well. Yeah, that was fun, where you have this, lady who, is a cook, a chef at this, her family's, restaurant. She's Filipino, and, yeah, she is embroiled in a murder case for one of her exes. And that one I found very amusing and funny, and a lot lighter than say The Push or The Last Thing He Told Me. So I like that one for that reason. It was very much a book that I could read when I had I needed my brain to be turned off. And I actually read that when I was recovering from my sprained ankle. And I've not read any of the other ones. Historical fiction. Oh, God, Malibu Rising. So here's my thing with Taylor Jenkins Reid. She's not my favorite author. I think she's a good writer. I'm gonna give this a 3-star, because objectively the writing was good. The actual story I found painlessly boring, so I don't think it was a heap of trash, but I also just did not enjoy it very much. So so I'm gonna do 3 stars, because I was just very meh about it. Lost Apothecary is the other one that I read, and I thought that was pretty good. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I think I'd give it a 3.5, but I'm running up to a 4 because I'm being generous. I just didn't feel what's interesting about women finding independence, through doing things like poisoning their husbands, stuff like that. Anyway, I liked it. It was an interesting story. Wasn't the best thing I read, and I enjoyed it. It was fine. I read this like at the beginning of the year. Haven't read anything else. The Dictionary of Lost Words I do own a copy of, and I do find that interesting. And same thing for The Yellow Wife. And I do want to read the love songs of W.E.B. Du Bois because that won. So, like the Goodreads Choice Words project. So I do want to read that at some point. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Fantasy, this is where I have more feelings on. So, did not read A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas because I don't want to read another Sarah J. Maas because I don't like her as a writer. And also I was queer-baited by her, and that made me salty. So I instead read Under the Red Screen Door, which is getting a 5 stars because I fucking loved it. Yeah, TJ Klune has very quickly become one of my favorite writers. I didn't cry, but god damn it, that was really, really good. The Crown of Gilded Bones, I don't think I intentionally, I think I read for this project. I liked it. I'll give it a 4. I don't know, it was better than the second one. This is the third book in the series. I can't figure out if I'm going to read on with the series. I might. It's gotten to a point where, like, I'm so far along. Like, I read it, like, several months ago, more than 6 months ago. So, I don't know. Maybe? I don't know. Her foot's, like, in my bra. She's funny. I don't know. The next book is kind of going to be a showdown between the main character and, like, this other queen. So they're both queens. So it's, I don't know, maybe. She Who Became the Sun, I also thought was very good. I don't know if I want to, like, this is to me, like, it's a 4.5. I just don't know, do I want to give it the 5 or the 4? I think I'll be generous and give it the 5. Why not? Who cares, right? But I really, really like this. It is a story about a lesbian / trans person, however you want to define that, and read into that. I think both interpretations are very fair. But it's kind of like a Mulan story where you have premise is you have this girl, her fortune is that she's going to be nothing, and her brother's fortune is that he is going to be like this really, really important person. But what happens is her brother dies, and so she takes on like his mantle and his fortune and becomes a man, like goes and becomes a monk and all of this stuff. Yeah, so I really liked it. Want to read Ariadne, and I'm currently reading The Witch's Heart. Not that far in, so I can't really tell you that much about it. Reset this because that just made it smaller. Yeah, I want to read a lot of these. I just want to read a lot of books. Is that so bad? Currently reading The Chosen and the Beautiful. Did not know it was a Gatsby retelling, or a Great Gatsby retelling until after I started reading it. Yeah, I've kind of determined that I really like fantasy, so I want to read like most of these, and I own a good deal of them. See, there she is. Look at her. So yeah, how I feel about this category is, yeah, I like this category. Romance. Let's see. People We Meet on Vacation. Oh, I actually rated this one. I rated this one 3 stars. Emily Henry and I don't get along. I don't hate her work. It's just not for me. So I said I wasn't going to make myself read her stuff next year. Just because they're not for me. Yeah, I can't really remember much about this one. She's like, no, I'm the star of this show. So the next one I read was One Last Stop. I really like that. That was cute. This is by Casey McQuiston. It's a sapphic romance. And there's a little bit of like trapped in timeness attributed, which I think is the weakest part of the story. Because they tried to like explain it, and I just think that maybe if Casey didn't try to explain it, it would have worked at least better for me. But that's a subjective opinion. But it was cute. I also really like the Spanish Love Deception. I think that won like best debut or something like that. So that was cute. That was an indie published. I like that one as well. Which is very weird because I thought that I wouldn't like a straight romance, but I don't know. I liked this one. I thought it was cute. And I actually have surprised myself with how many of these that I actually do want to read. I do want to read Neon Gods. I do have a copy, and I have several more of the subsequent books in the series because I am a sucker for twisted fairy tales. 7 Days of June, they've heard, is really, really good. And Soulmate Equation 2, I thought was going to be interesting. Romance is one of those genres where I like it in other genres, but not necessarily of a genre of its own. So science fiction. Oh, I'm excited because, oh my gosh. So Project Hail Mary, 5 out of 5 stars. I cried. It was so good. I loved it. Andy Weir is one of my favorite science fiction authors of his writing today. So, yeah, I made a whole game for one of my classes. Your foot's in there. As an example game that is solely based on the project of the book Project Hail Mary. So let me know if you want to see that because I will show that to you because I'm pretty proud of that. Yeah, I loved Project Hail Mary. It was really good. The other one that I read was Winter's Orbit, which I also really like that one. So I'm gonna give that one 5 stars. Yeah, it was like an arranged marriage like situation. Yeah, all I can say is I just really liked it. Yes, and it was gay. The other one I read was Light from Uncommon Stars. Also very, very good. I really liked it. This one's like kind of hard to explain, and I suggest that you go in to Light from Uncommon Stars not knowing anything. Yes, I loved it. It was really, really good. I don't think I cried, but it was one that I read early on in the year, and yeah, blew me away by how good it was because I just wasn't expecting it. And I did read Machine Hood too. This one I thought was just like a 4. It makes it sound like bad, but like no, it was good too. It just wasn't. It didn't blow me away the way some of the other stuff in this genre did. So yeah, definitely will continue to read horror, or it's not horror, science fiction things in the future, because I do enjoy it. Let's look at horror next. The next book is Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix, and I don't know. I think that when I first read it, I would have like given it like a 4. I'm thinking more of it's like a 3, not just because like I feel very meh about it. I think part of the problem that I have with books kind of like this that have a bunch of different references to other horror properties is that I don't know those properties. So it's really hard for me to understand and connect to the book because there is that barrier. So yeah, that's just kind of how I felt. And My Heart is a Chainsaw is another one that I kind of feel very similar to this, but I think I'm gonna bump it up to a 4 because I think I liked it a little bit better and there wasn't as much going on. Like there was so much more to keep track of. Final Girl Support Group that really made it hard to connect with because there's all these things that you have to keep track of, whereas My Heart is a Chainsaw, which I didn't read for this project but I still read it anyway, there's a lot less stuff going on, and there's a cute like sapphic romance almost in this, so yeah. All's Well is the book that I actually read for this, and I'm giving that one 4 stars because I really liked how kind of like subjective a lot of the stuff that was happening was like happening, and it was an interesting look at like chronic pain, and it had Shakespeare in it, and so just there were a lot of things that I liked about this book that I think it just worked really well for me. It wasn't like 5-star or anything, didn't blow me out of the water, but I still really liked it, so it's gonna get a 4-star. I don't think this one looked interesting to me. Horror as like a genre for me, I'm a little bit wary of. Like I like horror, I like reading horror books, but I'm very particular with my horror. I don't like a lot of supernatural things, so I don't gravitate to it in the bookstore. I really need to think about what horror books I'm reading and learn a little bit more about it before picking up a horror book. So, humor. This actually Broken surprised me. I wasn't expecting to like it, but then I did. I'm just going to rate it down here because that one up there doesn't want to work. I don't read a lot of humor, and it's one of those genres that I don't think I would ever, like, pick up normally unless I liked the celebrity, because, I don't know, I think that this humor category is just an excuse to get, like, celebrity memoirs in, especially of comedians. So, I thought Jenny Lawson's Broken was good. I didn't know who Jenny Lawson was, but, I really like, Jenny Lawson has ADHD, and so do I, so I really understood the directions that the book went. That made perfect sense to me, and I really enjoyed it. The other one I read was You'll Never Believe What Happened to Lacey. Crazy stories about racism. I thought this was, like, funny and tragic, so, yeah, I really enjoyed it. 4 out of 5. Yeah, I haven't read any of the others, nor really do I want to read, except maybe this one, Black Nerd Problems. I think that one looked interesting to me. Yeah, I don't have a lot of stuff to say about humor. Nonfiction. Ooh, The Anthropocene Reviewed. I think I'm gonna go with a 4. Just because I don't think it's the best thing that John Green's ever done, but it was really interesting. I liked it. It's a bunch of reviews about stuff from the Anthropocene. Yeah. And I think that John Green is a really good writer. Just like the way he's able to be introspective. Yeah. The Book of Hope, I'll give a 4. It's about, it's a conversation between James Goodall and, the other writer. And, yeah, they talk about all sorts of things. I like this. Whoa. She's run away. I thought it was pretty good. I want to read some of the other books in this category. Nonfiction is one that I enjoy. So I want to pick up Cultish, mediocre. I did read Fuzz. Fuzz was just okay. Yeah, I think Mary Roach writes really good, like, standard things, you know? None of her books have blown me away, but none of them are bad. So, I am currently reading This Is Your Mind on Plants. I do want to read The Sum of Us. Oh, yeah. Oh, Little Devil in America. I think I'm going to wind up giving this a 4. And Under a White Sky also a 4. Because they were solid books. I did like A Little Devil in America more than Under a White Sky, though. But both of them were good. Little Devil in America was about notes kind of like on Black performance. It's the subtitle. But it talks about all of these different, like, dance and, like, other performance phenomenons throughout American history. I thought it was really interesting. I liked it a lot. And Under the White Sky is almost like this, like, climate change book as well. Yeah, it was pretty good. Next, memoir and autobiography. We have Crying in H Mart. I thought it was good. The more I reflect on it, the less I remember about it. So, I don't know. I think this one, like it's fine. Like, I feel like a lot of the memoirs that I've read this year have just been, like, fine. Like, they've been good. Haven't been, like, gripping me the way that memoirs have in the past. And that's kind of how I feel about Somebody's Daughter and Between Two Kingdoms, which Between Two Kingdoms I did have to read for this. Somebody's Daughter I did not. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what is my favorite of the 3. Maybe Between Two Kingdoms. They're all very close in my brain. Memoirs are tricky for me because, I don't know, I kind of am of the opinion, like, why are you writing this memoir? You know, like, what is your story? What is your story that you have to tell? Next one, Empire of Pain. Really, really good. Don't think it's closer to, like, 4.25 for me. But yeah, really good. It's all about opioids and what the Sacklers did to maintain their power by hurting other people. Codebreaker I thought was good as well. Nothing like mind-breaking. One I think does deserve a 5-star is How the Words Passed. I thought that was a phenomenal book. I really liked that. Madhouse at the End of the Earth, I thought was good as well. Ooh, Facing the Mountain. Facing the Mountain, I really did like. Can't decide if I want to give this a 5-star or a 4-star. I think I'm just gonna lean on the side of 5-star because I can always change it later. And, but I think it's really like a 4.5 in my brain. It was good, which is Facing the Mountains all about, it's not want to be carried. It's all about internment camps, Japanese internment camps, and the Japanese who fought and dealt with the American government. Really, really good. I liked a lot of this history and biography stuff. Some of the stuff I'm still reading, and a lot of it I want to read. Solid stuff. Graphic novels and comics. Lore Olympus, Volume 1. That is the one I voted for. It is. And I did give it 5 stars. It was good. Girl from the Sea, I thought was cute. It was just a 4-star. I don't know. I feel like I've been acting as if 4 stars aren't good. Yeah. I thought I heard that, Cheer Up was cute. I don't know. These graphic novels, it's hard because it's like graphic novels is a medium, not a genre. So, like, I like graphic novels, but it's not ones that I gravitate to unless they're, like, gay or fairy tale retellings or fantasies in some way. Poetry. I struggle a lot with poetry. Just in general. It's not my favorite. I read The Hill We Climb. I thought it was really good. I gave it a 4. Me, Moth was the other one I read. That one I think also deserves a 4. I was really smart in choosing that one because it's telling a narrative story about grief and loss and death and stuff like that. I thought it was good. I didn't really read any of the others because poetry is one that, like, is probably, if I were to drop a category, it would be poetry. But I keep myself from dropping it because I think it is really important for me to try and stretch myself and try different things. And that's why I keep reading it. So, there you go. Debut novel. Spanish Love's Deception was the winner. We talked about it. I liked it a lot. I think the other one that I read was Firekeeper's Daughter. I liked it. I feel like I read a bunch of these because they're taken from different categories. Ooh, Gilded Ones I also really liked. Give that one a 4 out of 5 as well. How did this not keep the 5-star Winter's Orbit? I loved Winter's Orbit. I feel like a lot of these I might read at some point, but yeah, there's some really good shit in here. It's a stiff competition. Next to YA fiction. Firekeeper's Daughter won. Oh, right, this is the one that it won. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, what's the other one that I read for this? I don't remember. Oh, Concrete Rose is the one that I read. That was really good. That was like the previous, that is like the prequel to The Hate You Give. Very solid. Very solid. I'm going quickly because I have to use the bathroom and I don't want to stop recording. Good. I don't remember when I read this. I read this like when I was in college. Which sounds like it's so far away from here. It was last year. It was like not even last year. It was like less than a year ago. Yeah, that was really good. I really liked how it showed men being able to be vulnerable. I really liked that. And especially men of color. And I don't think I had my eye on any of these. I think that might not be true for YA fantasy. Because I think I might want to read more of those. I don't know what to rate Roll of Wolves. I think I'm going to be generous and give it a 4. It's more like a 3.5. Leigh Bardugo is YA, not for me. And I did read Iron Widow. I liked it a lot. I gave it 5 stars. Our Violent Ends, I think I'm going to give 4 because I thought it was good. Ooh, 6 Crimson Cranes. I also really liked. I'm giving that one a 4. I haven't read anything else. Yeah. It's another category that, since I like fantasy, I do also like YA fantasy, but YA fantasy, you get more stuff in the lines of, like, The Cruel Prince, and that's fantasy that I don't really like so much, so I always have to be a little bit wary and see, alright, are there fae? I don't know what is with fae, I just don't like them. I can't tell you why. I just don't. Middle grade and children's is next. Daughter of the Deep, I thought was really good. Had to disassociate with it a little bit because when I was reading it, a lot of crazy stuff was happening in my personal life. And just to read a story dealing with grief was a lot. And maybe I should have waited, but I didn't because I'm a dumb butt. I did actually recently finish Amari and the Night Brothers. I liked that one. I thought it was really good. And Beasts and Beauty is the other one that I read. And yeah, I like that one as well. There was some queerness in there. And I do want to read some of these. Yeah. Middle grade is one of those ones where, like, I'll read it. I enjoy reading middle grade. I've been reading a lot of middle grade in, like, November. Like, no problem with it. It just, like, there has to be a little bit, like, of a reason. If that makes any sense. Or it has to be, like, an author that I like. So that's how I felt about, I think overall it was very successful. I'm the Goodreads Choice Awards for 2021. I think that I know myself and know who and who I will not read. So it's allowing myself to explore different genres and while still trying to have myself be successful in liking these things. So if we look at overall, like I gave a lot of 3 and 4 stars. And some of them I didn't rate because I didn't read, because sometimes the winner is stuff that I'm not gonna like. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I want to talk about one for 2022. I already put out my video, but I have made the decision for Hidden Pictures for horror to not read this because I heard there's some transphobia in there, and it's not really something that I'm looking to read, and I didn't know about it when I was making the video. And I just kind of made a decision for my mental health to not read a transphobic book. So instead, I will read The Hacienda, which I'm reading right now, and I'm liking a lot. I just kind of wanted to tack that on to this because, yeah, that transphobia thing is not something that personally in my gender journey, in my being a trans person, don't really want to subject myself to. That's really it. I'm gonna stop recording. That is it for this video. The baby is on the bed and does not want to be cuddled by me, which I think is rude. So I'm going to let you guys go, and I do plan on making a like best books and worst books that I read this past year. I can't really do that soon. It's gonna come out like in the next month some point, but I know everyone's putting those videos out now. I firmly believe we have to take the entire year into consideration, and the year's not over yet, and I'm probably going to be finishing some books. So yeah, so those will be coming out probably sometime in January. So look out for those, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.